The Australian SailGP crew capsized the US SailGP F-50 foiling catamaran during a practice session on Bermuda's Great Sound on Friday. Due to COVID-19 restrictions in Bermuda, only 4 boats are allowed in the water at a time, and the Jimmy Spithill-led US sailing team had already been on the water for their practice session and loaned their F-50 to the Australians for the session. There was clear damage to the top of the wing, likely caused when it hit the surface of the water with some force, and ended submerged, with the Aussies all taking cover on the raised starboard side of the upturned F-50, SailGP reported. The incident appears to have been similar to Emirates Team New Zealand's pitchpole on Day 2 of the Challenger semi-finals for the Louis Vuitton Trophy, ahead of the 35th America's Cup in Bermuda. Then, the Kiwis suffered extensive damage to their wing sail and crossbeam fairings, but it would seem from images of the boat that the U.S. boat has escaped serious damage. The Royal Gazette, an authoritative Bermuda newspaper, reports that the SailGP champions capsized in choppy seas and 34-knot southwesterly breezes. There were no injuries reported.
This is the Sailing World on Water, April 23, 2021. Here are highlights in the sport of sailing, globally, in the last 7 days. During the pandemic lockdown in Bermuda, the number of boats allowed testing on the water was restricted, so the Australian team practiced on the USA's yacht. They rolled it in. Yes, they capsized Jimmy's race boat. Was that a smart move on their fellow Aussie who is now skipper of the American team? Nobody was hurt and little damage was done to the boat, except to a few Aussie sailors' reputations. The Popular Charleston Race week was held with lots of great racing, but no off-water festivities. We have our exclusive report on the fantastic racing with interviews. 2 70-foot foiling trimarans, PowerPlay and Maserati, have set off together to break the cows to Dinard race record. Day 4, the final day, of the 2021 European Fin Open and Under-23 Championships were held in Vila Moura, Portugal. We have all the action in the final day of the Australian 2021 Moth National Championships. The wind was up and the action was spectacular. This class is definitely Olympic material. The Gitana racing team are showing us some of their state-of-the-art technology in their latest huge maxi trimaran, Edmund de Rothschild. The route for the coming The Ocean Race Europe has been announced. It starts in May 2021. Race organizer, Marco Nannini, has announced more skippers for the 2023 Global Solo Challenge Round the World race. Now over to Bermuda, and the Rolex-sponsored SailGP.
SailGP, the fastest, most spectacular, most competitive global sailing championship, is back.
Super fast.
Full action, high drama.
Serious adrenaline sailing.
Exhilarating, exciting, intimidating. Best sailing I've ever done.
In partnership with Rolex since its launch in 2019, Season 2 will take competitors to 8 venues in 8 countries in an epic 11-month challenge. One that commences in Bermuda and concludes with a winner-takes-all grand final in San Francisco in March 2022. 8 national teams will take to the water as Australia, France, Japan, the USA, and Great Britain are joined by Denmark, New Zealand, and Spain.
Looking good at the moment for us.
Each 5-strong crew is a showcase of elite talent. Sir Ben Ainsley heads a roster of stellar helmsmen.
Go boys, go, 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 go.
All seeking to topple the reigning champions, Tom Slingsby's Australian team. To gain that coveted victory, crews will have to attain total mastery of their one-design F-50 catamarans, capable of speeds of more than 50 knots and the latest word in wing-sailed foiling technology. And yet SailGP is more than just a racing series, as it seeks to expand the possible through leading-edge technical innovation. Push the boundaries of human achievement and performance with the sport's most gifted and prepared sailors. and advance the transfer of knowledge by mentoring the next generation of talent through its Inspire program. The scene is set for an incredible new season of SailGP action.
It turns out you can safely and successfully conduct a Grand Prix sailboat racing regatta amidst a pandemic. While major regattas around the world are still getting cancelled, Charleston Race Week elected to press forward with its 25th anniversary celebration. It came 1 year late, since the 2020 edition was cancelled, due to the developing pandemic last April. Mass vaccinations combined with a decrease in positive cases throughout most of the United States, prompted longtime event director, Randy Drafts, to forge forward with a Charleston Race Week 2021. Even though Charleston Race Week has a well-earned reputation as a party regatta, organizers made the tough but wise decision to cancel all social activities. For this year, the focus was fully on producing top-notch racing, and on that front the regatta was a tremendous success. Race committees on all 4 inside circles banged off 2 races in breezy conditions on Sunday, to complete a busy series for all 1 design fleets. Classes on Circle 1, VX1, Circle 3, J88, J105, ORCD, all reached 10 races, while those on Circle 2, J70, Melges 24 and Circle 4, J22, J24, PHRF Inshore finished with 9.
The big question has always been, are they going to be able to handle the currents in Charleston? Because as you saw this weekend, there was a ton of current.
I think the bots did an amazing job, but as a race officer, it was nice to be able to move them at will, put them where they need to be.
Pretty straightforward, to be honest with you.
I've been around them as a jury, been around them as a competitor. For my first time using them as a race officer,
I've had good experiences with them in big breeze, big waves, and now big current.
the mark set bots are going to allow you to run races with fewer people, because a lot of us are aging, and so you're having harder and harder time finding people who want to yank things off the bottom.
You can just type in, your parameters for your race course. You mash the button, and the bots just kind of go where they're told to go. The MarkSet bot weather data capabilities are pretty awesome. We were just able to keep the race course square. Wind might be different top than the bottom. You can customize and put the marks, kind of where you need them. Not only get weather data off my manual weather data, plus the MarkSet bot data to kind of come up with a good average on where to set the race course up. So it's certainly the future. It's just like anything. The more you use it, the better you're going to get at it.
Charleston is one of my favorite regattas, so I was super excited to see that it's happening again.
The crew is excited about being back out on the water.
It's Charleston Race Week. We've been working to put everything together.
The sailing's happening again in a really bigger way.
It's so good you can't get enough of Charleston.
We're all good sailors in our class this year. Everyone's bringing out their best work. We have 11 J88s. It's all tight racing. Everyone's basically stacked up on each other. The starts are awesome.
Everybody's really excited to be out doing a big regatta again, like Charleston Race Week.
Conditions were pretty good. We actually had good breeze pretty much throughout the entire day.
The team's really ramped up, and we get to really test ourselves against some of the best out here, and it's very special to be here. Charleston is the premier regatta.
The fleet's really coming together and having a great event. It's been a tough year for everybody, so getting to see your friends and getting to say hello and catch up, and everybody saying it's just great to be back out again. You kind of let all that stress behind in the last year, and you're out kind of just focusing on that and having fun.
We're all very stoked. We're going to have a good night tonight. Get some good rest and get back out there tomorrow.
So there's going to be a lot of competitive racing, and there's going to be a lot of hanging out with our friends. So just looking forward to having a great time the next 2 days. Today was a good start, and the next 2 should be a blast.
Charleston's a unique place. There's a lot of variables, so it's trying to get all those variables to line up. It's certainly not easy all the time, but between current and wind shifts and sailing near land, it's trying to get everything, working for you. choppy, but here it's finding the wind shifts, finding the pressure. That's probably rule number one.
Well, in the Moths 24 course, we're sailing Division 2, which is the middle of the harbor here over on the Ashley River side. And today, max ebb is at noon. So a big key today, first 2 races for sure, we'll probably do 4 races today, will be in a strong ebb. And that'll be pushing the boats right to left down towards the pin end. And the key is just not hitting anything out there and getting off the line clean and not being over early.
In general, the breeze tends to move into the south, sometimes even southwest. Try to sail conservatively and not get into the corners, because you never know when the next corner is going to play out big time, which is exactly what happened on our race course. We were seeing 30 to 40 degree shifts. It's a trade-off strategically and tactically between the current plays, particularly on your ley lines, upwind ley lines, and even more importantly, downwind ley lines. You try again to play those conservatively and not get hung out to dry on one side of the course or the other.
Great day on the water, great regatta. Everything's 10 out of 10 right now.
Had a blast this weekend. It's great to be back at race week.
We wake up in the morning, we pitch excellence.
It's an event that we never miss. It's always very special to win here. All the top U.S. boats are here.
Just getting in a boat again is fun. We all have some rust, but it comes out pretty quick, and it's just, a thrill to be competing. That's a lot of excitement.
Great get-togethers here at the pavilion. The drinks are awesome, sailing's awesome.
Without sailing and a long winter away from our friends and our competitors in the fleet.
Sailing's a really crazy sport where you can not see people for a few years, and you get to see them and you're instantly reconnected.
The race committee did a fantastic job. Really top-tier event. I think this event's probably going to be one of the top events in the country this year.
The PowerPlay World Record Match race with Maserati started yesterday. Peter Cunningham's Mod 70 PowerPlay is set for a world record attempt from Cowes in the UK to Dinard in France, Thursday, April 22, 2021. The current record for the 138 nautical mile course is held by Mod 70 803. PowerPlay's record attempt will have the added thrill of direct competition. As Giovanni Soldini's Multi 70, Maserati, has also announced a record attempt. 2 of the world's fastest ocean-going multi-hulls will go head-to-head, on a racecourse that dates back to 1906. This is a great occasion for the sport. PowerPlay has the greatest respect for Maserati, and we know the feeling is mutual, commented Peter Cunningham. Maserati beat PowerPlay across the line in the Rourke Transatlantic Race, but PowerPlay beat Maserati in the Rourke Caribbean 600, so this is going to be a fascinating race. Now over to our report on the Maserati Challenge.
Giovanni Soldini and his Maserati Multi-70s team are ready to set sail to attempt the channel record, 138 miles from Cowes, UK to Dinard, France. The team plans to cross the starting line Thursday, April 22 at 9 a.m. GMT. Aboard the Trimaran, Soldini is sailing with 5 experienced sailors: Vittorio Bissaro, Guido Broggi, Francois Robert, Carlos Hernandez Robena, and Matteo Soldini. The current multi-hull record was set in 2015 by Lloyd Thornburg and Brian Thompson aboard Moth 70, Fado 3, in 4 hours, 48 minutes, and 57 seconds, with an average speed of 28.66 knots. Fado 3 beat the previous record by 25 minutes, set just a few months before by Lending Club 2, formerly the Groupama 3, currently IDEC Sport, a 105-foot maxi trimaran, with a long list of victories and records under its belt, including the Jules Verne Trophy. The Cowes to Dinard is the second of the 3 records in the English Channel in Maserati Multi-70s racing program. On April 16 the team conquered the Plymouth to La Rochelle record in 12 hours, 15 minutes, and 21 seconds, and, if the weather allows it, in the next few weeks, they will attempt to beat the Fastnet original course record from Cowes to Plymouth via the Fastnet Lighthouse off Ireland.
Stiamo tornando a Cherbourg e siamo molto soddisfatti di come è andato questo record. Ovviamente era una buona finestra, siamo riusciti a tenere medie strabilianti nella prima parte e purtroppo dopo Brest fino alla Rochelle il vento era un po' più stretto del previsto e quindi siamo andati un filo più piano di quello che avremmo sperato, però comunque alla fine il risultato finale direi che è più che soddisfacente. Abbiamo fatto quasi 27 nodi di media, grande risultato per Maserati e per tutto il team, che tengo molto a ringraziare perché in questi mesi tutti hanno lavorato veramente tantissimo e ci voleva un bel risultato come questo. Adesso aspettiamo i prossimi, speriamo che il meteo ci regali delle condizioni favorevoli, potrebbe essere quello della Manica o quello del Fastnet, vedremo nei prossimi giorni e nelle prossime settimane.
So, welcome to day 4 of the Fin European Championships. We're here in Villamoura. I'm John Emmett, and this is the day the cream usually rises to the top. Great pleasure to be joined by Max, a Fin world champion, to share his thoughts on today.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's going to be a tricky day again. It's in this light medium range where all Fin sailors can go pretty fast, and it's hard to really point out with a huge speed advantage, so it's going to be a lot about reading the winds again.
The penultimate day, do you think that the pressure's starting to build for the championships?
For sure, and there's a lot of good guys that carries a deep discard. I'm not one of them. I've been silly consistent, so I really hope that will come to my advantage in the end.
Fantastic. Wishing you another very consistent day.
Thank you.
So races 7 and 8 are now done in Villamoura, and it's looking like the beginning of the end. Solid day for Jake Lilly here. Can you just tell us about the conditions?
Yeah, we had some beautiful breeze today from the east and some good waves and classic downwind pumping and plenty of hiking.
You sound like you really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's nice to stretch the legs and have some good racing with all the guys.
And just 2 races to go. Forecast for tomorrow looking very different. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, Villamoura throws something at you every day, so look forward to more challenging racing and just another day here in beautiful conditions.
Perfect. Well, wishing you lots of luck. Sail fast.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
An absolutely fabulous day in Villamora. Just 2 races to go to decide who's going to be the 2021 European champion. And it's looking like tomorrow we may have a lighter wind from the south, so it may be a mix-up to the final standings.
Oh, well, we've got quite a bit of breeze on today by the looks of it. It's nice, I think. We're going to have quite an exciting time. Unfortunately, some of us forgot to read the notice and thought we're starting at 12 o'clock and got a text message about half an hour ago saying we're starting at 11, so the rush is on.
The regatta went really well for me. I mean, I think I lost 1 race a day, I think, so I ended up with a lot of wins and a good scorecard at the end. I don't think I've done one like that for a while. Yeah, I haven't won many. I think I've won 3 now. This is the 3rd one. In a lot of years, I think I've been doing the Moth since about 2001. So 20 odd years of Moth sailing. I've got a lot of second places as well, so it's good to get a win. I mean, the competition was really high. I mean, TB is 3rd in the world in the Moth, so he's no slouch. And the rest of the fleet was really strong, with Josh, a former world champion and a 3-time national champion as well in the pack, and Joe. There was plenty of boats that could mix it up.
The regatta was good, a bit tricky with the weather conditions. Lucky for me, Stacey turned up, so I had another girl to race against, which was really good. And we had some really close racing, so it came down to today, really. Not many people have logos. We both got logos on sails, and we both literally said to each other, we spent each other the entire race looking for each other's boats. It's a good class, so you do get a lot of battles all the way down through the fleet, and there's people that I've sailed against now for sort of 10 years, and we still find each other, as you say, drawn to each other like magnets, and that's the good thing about the class. You come back every year, catch up with people, see how you've gone through the year, and you know, there is a good battle in the middle of the fleet.
motivazione era alta, cioè dovevo fare questa cosa, finirla e basta, non c'erano storie, si era arrivata anche a nuoto probabilmente.
Just do it, yeah, find out the boat didn't break up, find out I can do it, find something else to do. Just slow down, bit of solitude, is that good or bad, I'll find out.
Una cosa talmente personale, talmente non condivisibile, perché comunque le nostre famiglie e gli amici, anche i nostri team sono vicini a noi, però la navigazione in solitario è un qualcosa veramente di a volte anche difficilmente da raccontare.
La plus forte, c'est la dernière journée. Et la dernière journée, j'ai eu la chance d'être accueilli dans la baie par des baleines.